Now, I live in Nigeria, and if it's one thing that literally everyone does, is basically, downloading pirated movies. Now, for me, I'm not here to judge anyone because everyone does it. You can't find anyone who does not do this. But in today's video, I want to talk about why I believe that stuff like this is done in Nigeria. So, let's start this video. Now, for me, the first and obvious reason why it's done in Nigeria is simply because laws in this country are not as strict. Now, by law, by all means, pirating of movies is illegal under the Copyright Act of Nigeria. Now, according to Section 15 of the Copyright Act of Nigeria, it says that the following acts are considered as infringement of copyright. Number one, reproducing the copyrighted work without the owner's authorization. Number two, exhibiting in public any article in which the copyright is infringed. Number three, distributing or offering for sale/hire any article in which the copyright is infringed. Number four, making or possessing plates, master tapes, or other devices used to reproduce the infringing copies. Number five, permitting a place of public entertainment to be used for a performance that infringes the copyright unless the person was unaware the performance would be infringing. And number six, performing or causing to be performed any copyrighted work for trade or business purposes without authorization. Basically, what this means is that any site that you go to where you download movies is basically illegal, it's infringing copyright, and you downloading it too, well, it's the same thing. But the problem is in Nigeria, laws are not strict at all by any means. So that's why people will continue to basically download movies and do whatever they want, because at the end of the day, they're going to get away with it. No one is going to do anything about this at all. Whether or not that you have a site and you're saying, hey, download movies for free, blah, blah, or even if you're selling movies on the roadside, it doesn't even matter. It's not only Nigeria that's doing it, but practically a lot of countries do this, to be very honest with you. Now, the second reason why this is done in Nigeria is simply because of the fact that lack of content. Like now, let me use like DSTV for example. Now, DSTV, they do show a lot of content like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and all that stuff. But the thing is that they do not show every single type of content that you may want. Now, I made a video about DSTV. I talked about the fact that they lack content. Like, there are so many shows that I want to watch, like, for example, anime-related stuff, or K-dramas, Adult Swim, those types of things. Those are the types of things that me personally I want to watch, as well as tons of other people. But the problem is DSTV lacks that content. Like, there's no local TV service provider who actually provides this type of content that we want to watch. And because of that lack of content, people go to different places to get their content to watch, whether or not it's legal. And this whole thing contributes to the problem, because I read this post on Nairaland that there was this person that they really like anime and they really wanted to watch anime. But the problem is local providers like DSTV do not have anime, and hence why they have to end up going to different sources just to get this content. Another reason why I also believe that this is done in Nigeria is simply because of the fact that to actually get content from places that are legal may be expensive for people. Like, it's depending on who you speak to, not for everyone though, because some people have more money than others. Now, remember the Nairaland Post that I was talking about? Well, in that post, they said they wanted to get Crunchyroll to view their content there, and the problem was the fact that Crunchyroll was expensive on their end. And to add to this as well, the fact that there are some streaming services that may not even be available in our country. Like, for example, Disney Plus. Like, Disney Plus is not available at all, as well as other streaming platforms that people may actually want to view content from. Now, the problem is that not every single streaming service is affordable for Nigerians because people see streaming services as expensive. Yes, even though it's not expensive as the likes of DSTV and so on, but people still see it as expensive because not only are you paying for the subscription, what about your data plan to actually watch that stuff? Because internet as well is expensive. Like, backed up with that, you're gonna spend a lot of money still. So that's one problem that people have as to why they don't use streaming services.